All right, well, hello and welcome back. We're going to be looking at 3.3 Systems of Equations application problems. So one thing to know before we kind of get started with this is that you're going to be writing your equations in this form. ax plus by equals c. So this is what's known as standard form. And in standard form, you're going to have two of them. So they're always going to look kind of like that. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into these problems. So example 1, the math club and the science club had fundraisers to buy supplies for a hospice. The math club spent $135 buying 6 cases of juice and 1 case of water. The science club spent $110 buying 4 cases of juice and 2 cases of water. So we're trying to figure out how much did a case of juice cost and how much did a case of bottled water cost. Basically, what we're going to start with is we're going to label our variables, so an x and a y. And whatever question they ask, that's basically what our variables are going to be. Those are what we're trying to find out. So let's make x juice. Let's make y water. All right. And then we have two situations going on. Basically have the situation with the math club. So I'll put math over here on the side. And the situation with the science club. So what we're going to start with are your totals. So the total that the math club spent was $135, and the total the science club spent was $110. Okay, I'm going to just put x and y here for both of these. We'll do something with that in a moment. So basically in the first scenario with the math club, what do we know about juice, which is x, and the amount that they spent, or the amount that they got? Well, it said the math club got 6 cases of juice, so I'm going to put 6x. It also says the math club got 1 case of water, which is y. So 1y, put plus in between. Then for science, they spent 110, and it says that they spent 110 buying 4 cases of juice. So 4x and 2 cases of water, plus 4x plus 2y. There we go. Now we have set up our equations. So I'm going to leave it here because there's a variety of different ways that you could use to solve this. You could use substitution, you can use elimination. If you wanted to, you could graph by hand, or you could even use Desmos. So all I'm doing is I'm kind of leaving that part up to you about how you would like to solve. But I will still give you the answer for what you should get anyway, between x and y. So if you do this, you should end up with, when you solve this, the juice for each case should have cost $20, and the water should have cost $15. All right, so let's go on to the next one. So a movie theater sells tickets for $9 each. Senior citizens receive a discount of $3. One evening, the theater sold 636 tickets and took in about $5,000 in revenue. How many tickets were sold to seniors, and how many sold were to regular moviegoers who are not seniors? So once again, that's what we're trying to figure out. So that'll be our variables. So x will be regular tickets, and let's have y be senior tickets. Okay. The situation that we have, the two situations, we have revenue, which is always in money, and then we have the number sold. So in terms of the revenue, we're thinking about the total number. The total revenue they had was $4,974, and I'm going to put equals x and y. And so now I have to think about x and regular tickets. How much revenue in dollars goes with regular tickets? Well, it's 9. And then for seniors, it says that they receive a $3 discount. So $3 discount from the 9, so really 9 minus 3 give you 6. So $6. That's the revenue they have. So that's our first equation. Then we have the number sold. So the total number sold is 636. So with that, we're just going to put x plus y. Basically, every time that you have a number sold or a total number, it's always going to be the total equals x plus y. And so once again, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave this part up to you as to how you want to solve it, okay? Each of these problems should be solved for x and for y. All right? So all I'm going to do is give you the answer here for x and for y. Okay, so using your method of choice, you should have gotten x is equal to 386, which goes with the regular tickets, and y is 250 for the senior tickets. And there we go. All right, last example, example 3. So a total of $12,000 is invested into 2 funds, paying 11 and 9% simple interest. The yearly interest is $11.80. So how much is invested at each rate? So really what the question is trying to get at is how much do you put into each fund? So we're going to say X is fund 1 and Y is fund 2. Okay? So, and we have basically 2 different situations. We have an amount that is invested, which is the money you put into your investments, of course. And then you also have the interest that you earn on those investments. So we're still going to think about totals. The total amount invested is $12,000, and the total interest is $11.80. That's how much they've earned. So we will put X and Y here for now. Okay, so X and Y, and it tells us that one of the funds pays 9% and 11% simple interest. So actually what I need to do is I need to erase these X's and Y's, and we're going to use those 9 and 11%. So to do 9%, you have 0.09 X plus 0.11 Y. Okay, all of this is about interest, so that's why the 9% and the 11% have to go with the 1180, because it's all about interest. Now, in terms of investments, it's just going to be X plus Y, because that's the total amount invested. We don't know how much is invested in either of these, so that's why it's X plus Y. All right, so same thing. Doesn't matter how you solve it. You can solve it any way that you like, whether that's graphing, Desmos, elimination, or substitution. But whatever method you choose to solve, you should end up with X is equal to 7,000, and Y is equal to 5,000. And there we go. Good luck on your assignment.